Hey, my super beautiful, lovely, gorgeous souls. It's Lizzie the Lightworker here. Welcome to my channel, guys. Today I'm bringing you a divine female Capricorn, divine male Aquarius. And this is a viewer's request and also an update. I'm going to start doing the updates only every 3 months. It's a little too much to keep track of. And I feel like every 3 months is a good amount of time, you know, sort of a check-in time to sort of go by. So this will be for now. But you guys, I love all you guys so much. Thank you so much for your requests, your comments. I love when you guys leave me feedback. It feels so good to have you all a part of this. And I will leave a link in the description box for my private reading info. Also for Twin Flame Separation support group that I started on Facebook, which I feel is great. And it's a place for sort of people in separation to go, to talk, to bond, to meet each other, to share information with each other. I will be putting information and stuff in the group to read, doing a little astrology, some daily cards or weekly cards, and also want to do live readings. So check that out. So let's get into this. Divine female Capricorn. What's going on with our divine female Capricorn? All right. So I feel like she has done quite a bit of work on herself as far as emotions go, as far as working, all those things. I feel like her personal life is going really well right now. She is, however, thinking about her divine male, of course, in a very emotional way. This is a very emotional connection for her, okay? More emotional than physical. I feel like in the past, she really had to look at this and reevaluate it all, okay? She felt like she was spending too much energy on this. It was sort of better for her to walk away and sort of leave it to grow on its own or leave it to take care of itself. Because I do feel like it caused her a great deal of worry and stress and sort of disappointment, okay? I feel like things weren't going the way she wanted them to. They weren't turning out the way that she expected or thought they would. So it was sort of time for her to just walk away and sort of just leave it as is. I do get this weird sense, though, that she has this energy to her where she sort of wants to have her cake and eat it too a little bit. I don't know if that resonates. If it does, fine. If it doesn't, toss it. Don't worry about it. But I'm feeling like she put a lot into this, okay? And she did want a big sort of outcome with it, like a relationship or some type of a promise for more or for a future. She did want that to sort of be solidified, I want to say. But I feel like, you know, yeah, she put a lot into this, heart and soul, okay? And sort of thinking about him in terms of when she met him, she was glad. I feel like he was an advisor type to her. He might have been a little bit older, more mature. I feel like he was sort of like this, I don't know, strong kind of quiet type that was more so maybe put in her life to advise her of some things or make her realize some things about herself or about her own emotions. I feel like it wasn't wrong to have these emotions. The emotions feel like they were right. But I feel like she might have been overly emotional when this sort of went into separation. In these last few months, though, I do feel like she has started to move away from this. I don't know if there's someone else in her life currently, someone else she might be dating or someone else she's interested in. That's a very big possibility, okay? Because we're getting King of Cups energy, has nothing to do with an air sign energy, but sometimes it can reflect as the air sign energy. I'm feeling like there may be someone else in her life that she moved herself enough away from this, removed herself enough away that she may have thought that, you know, yes, I want companionship or I do want to build something and have a future with someone. But I have to be sure and I'm going to put my all into it. I want to know that it's going to pay out the right way. And if it's not, then I'm going to take my energy away. Okay. That's sort of the energy I'm feeling for her. So now, interestingly enough, I will say too, sometimes guys, we think that we are in masculine energy. We're really in feminine energy. Capricorn divine female might be the divine masculine and our divine masculine might really be the divine feminine. Okay. Getting a masculine energy here, feminine energy here. So that's very possible. And sometimes this can read in reverse. So if it does, don't worry about it. Take it as it is because then it's meant for you to hear it that way. Okay. A lot of you ask, is it okay? Yes, it's perfectly okay. All right, so I'm feeling like in separation, you know, he's thinking about her. Again, this is emotional on both sides, okay? Both of these two people are filled with emotion, okay? Sometimes unstable, sometimes overly emotional, sometimes overly sensitive, or overly empathetic, or overly sort of giving, okay? But other than that, the maturity level I feel like has grown a great deal for both these people, okay? I feel like at the time he may have had sort of crazy emotions that were all over the place and needed a break from it to take time and sort of step back and really look at everything for what it is. I feel like he may have been the one that called it off, or said he wasn't ready, or said that he needed to sort of like go soul search or do what he needed to do. And I feel like that did bring him a level of happiness because he was taking charge in his life where maybe he didn't ever take charge before. But to me, this is sort of like he faced the ending of this and tried to go on and be happy. And I do feel like, you know, he is in a good place emotionally, whatever. Yes. But to me, I feel like this is what needed to happen for him to sort of go into a self-discovery about himself. I don't know too. I am going to throw this out there. Like I said, don't worry if it doesn't resonate. Sometimes when this card comes in, I feel like there may have been children. Okay. Were you involved? Like to that extent, married with children, divorced? Was he divorced and has a child from another marriage? Sometimes I get that coming in here. Okay. I don't know if he was planning to leave somebody for his twin. And that's what he did. And it made him happy for a while. And then, you know, he went right back to sort of dealing with those emotions and trying to end things or finalize things. Okay. And I don't know too if she had somebody else in her life. Like I said, guys, I'm just throwing it out there. It's general. So that's how we're reading this. Okay. So yeah, I feel like in this time, he may have been depressed in the past. He may have been lonely or feeling like things just weren't going his way type of energy. And now maybe he's had some type of a turn where things are sort of better for him. You know, he's happier. Okay. I feel like he pulled himself out of, you know, maybe a little bit of a depressed place. Okay. Or maybe like a moody place where he couldn't get control of those emotions. I do feel like a peace offering is coming in, and I feel like this is from our Capricorn. I feel like she wants to make an offer to him again. She wants to talk to him, wants to communicate, wants to give, wants to try to recreate or start over, okay? So a starting over thing could happen here. And I feel like our Capricorn was more of the giving one to our Aquarius. I feel like she gave more to him, okay? At the time in his life, he may not have appreciated it or really knew what it was all about. I don't even think he knew that this was twin flame. But I also feel like he could have some inner child issues from childhood, okay, that maybe make him a little fearful of commitment or a little fearful of sort of growing things and in that nature. I feel like he maybe does have some inner child issues too. So I feel like our Capricorn like aided in a level of healing here to him. I do feel like he sort of turned his back on it a bit. He just wasn't ready. And I feel like she's definitely more the mature one. But a peace offering, I feel like she's trying to create here, or sort of putting some emphasis on, you know, their life together, or what she thinks it could be, or they could try again somewhere down the line. Yes. It just keeps coming in. I feel like this is our Capricorn. I feel like our divine female is going to make these offers out to him. She's sort of crafting what she wants to say, how she wants to do it, when, all those things I feel like she's sort of wants to express. I don't like to do timings, guys, but I almost feel like spring, like next spring, this might come back to a time where they talk again or try again. Now, keep in mind, guys, there could be multiple separations between two twin flames. It does happen. So you can come back and do something that was part of your contract or needed, and then you could split up again. It does happen. I know that's not what you guys want to hear, but it is true. And it's all for us to become more mature and evolve as people. So, but yeah, a peace offering coming in and conversation. I feel like he'll be accepting of it. I do feel like he'll be accepting of it. Yeah, he might have a little bit of an intense energy, or maybe might feel like a little bit abrasive with her. But to me, I feel like that's him just being himself, and like him being maybe a little bit defensive, maybe a tad. But I feel like it will be different passionately wise. I feel like he may try to do something passionate, okay? Or he might have like a highly sexualized energy towards her, okay? And I don't know if it would be sort of like a sexual thing. And this could be in the past too, that they sort of had a sexual relationship and it was very intense and that's all it was. And sometimes we get confused by that. We get confused and think sex is love. No, not at all. I feel like he has that energy where he's got a little bit of a fiery nature to him, where he's impulsive and he just sort of wings it in life, okay? But he's very strong and strong in his convictions, and he's not going to change his ways or his mind or anything like that for anybody. I feel like he's definitely like a fighter in life, okay? He's going to fight for the things he thinks is right, and he's not going to bend on things. But yeah, I'm getting a sense that it's going to be like a very passionate, if it wasn't already, and it doesn't, and it is still sort of feeling this way, very passionate, almost sexual. Okay, so I feel like that could happen. Now I'm getting more of a sense that that could happen, and I feel like somebody's going to be feeling left out in the cold here, okay? Like, it's not meant to happen this way, like, or it's not meant to be sexual, okay? Because if it's sexual, I feel like not that he's going to use our divine female Capricorn, but I feel like he's going to not know how to deal with the emotions that are attached to sex, or he can't even put emotions with sex. He doesn't even do it, okay? He's more so, I don't want to say wham bam thank you ma'am, but I feel like he feels like he needs to be free and not dragged down by anything or tied to anything, okay? I feel like he's got some real big lessons still to learn in life here. I feel like he needs to know what it's like to be alone, be single, and not have anybody around him or loving him or helping him or doing anything for him, okay? I feel like she may have helped him with money. She may have helped him with trying to get him secure, or help him to make himself be more secure, okay? So that's a big thing here too. Big piece to this. I'm feeling like there's issues with money, as well as spending too much energy, spending too much time on something and wanting it to turn into something fruitful and beautiful, and it's just stagnant, stale, and sort of like emotionally bankrupt, okay? That's what I'm feeling. Yeah, and I feel like a standoff, okay? Like there's going to be some type of a standoff. Like, I mean, this could definitely be the way that they both may feel this way, like left out in the cold, but I feel like this is more our divine female feeling left out in the cold. But he needs to learn this to be struggling. I feel like it's going to teach him some type of a lesson. And I just feel like this is really just, I don't know, it's sort of stagnant in a way where if it's not changing by a certain time, let's just say, and it still feels the same, and it still feels like it did in the past, that's why this card is coming up. It's more like, take what you've gotten out of this. Evaluate it like what you've gotten out of this. It could just be that they are not agreeing on things. They're not seeing eye to eye on things. They're both feeling differently about the relationship. They're both feeling differently about their own emotions, or lack of emotions, or lack of wanting to put into this. Okay, so I feel like, you know, this separation is for a good reason. And I do feel like there could be a second separation. Okay, like coming back together, maybe like I said, some type of sexual thing or something with high intensity or high emotions, and maybe a second separation. I do feel like that could be because they're still not going to be on that level with each other that they need to be. Their energies are still not going to be syncing up the way they need to be. And he has some lessons to learn. Definitely lessons about the way you treat people, about the way he accepts people, the way he is, you know, I don't know, it's kind of sexual energy. Okay, I did pick up on that big time. So let's get an angel card here for advice to sort of tie this all up. An angel of new beginnings. Okay, so I feel like new beginnings only when there's a little bit more of an established structure between these two. If they cannot agree to disagree on things or agree to want to plan for a future together, it's not going to work, because if they're in these different energies, our Capricorn is structure for herself, which is a good thing. Okay. But I feel like he's still sort of out there, a little bit immature, a little bit some issues to handle, hasn't really learned quite enough yet. So new beginnings could mean for both these people to go have new beginnings on their own, completely away from this. It will be revisited. Okay. It will be. Whether these things have changed up until that time and date, I don't know. If they have, they'll have a new beginning together. If they haven't, they will still continue to go on their paths and find new beginnings elsewhere. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to check the description box for all my info. And as always, guys, love and light to you all. This has been Lizzie the Lightworker.